Hey, one more shout out to Nothing to Do LV and Coco Jenkins for doing her thing. She forgot to mention, y'all make sure you check out her website. She just launched at Nuwu last month. That's just dope. She's doing a lot of really dope things for the community, you know. Just to give you all a background on myself, my name's Danny Calderin. I was born in Caguas, Puerto Rico, 1995. I'm 27 years old, right? I've been in Vegas since I was 12 years old. Vegas really brought me in, took me in. This is my home, so I really fuck with y'all, and I fuck with the community a lot. I am the owner of the largest digital billboard truck here in Las Vegas, and I take a lot of pride in that because there's a lot of those motherfuckers out here now, you know. I also have a digital billboard network of over 500,000 digital billboards globally. It's something that I'm actually launching a sales team to sell the digital billboards to corporations, to businesses, and get their business out there. Like I said, 500,000 globally. It's what I do. So if you consider yourself a salesman, hit me up and let's get you as part of the sales team. Like I was saying, sales team drops November 1st. As far as how I got into marketing is, like, I'm a hip hop head, just like Coco said. I'm a hip hop head too. Like I was saying, I was born in Puerto Rico. I grew up on the East Coast, and then I moved out here when I was 12 years old. I started managing my homies that I know were way more talented and musically inclined than I was. I just admitted to myself one day that I ain't gonna be the artist, so I started working with the artists, you know? And I started noticing that artists don't really have an understanding or a grasp of how to market and how to brand yourself. And in the music industry, that is the number one most important thing, you know? You have some of the most talented artists in the world don't understand how to market and brand themselves, so they're never gonna get noticed, they're never gonna get their name out there. So I kind of started to realize that that's what I can bring to the table. That's how I can be involved in hip hop, and that's how I can really, you know, provide value for the people around me that, as I said, I felt were way more talented than myself. Speaking of, one of the producers that I work with is T.o.T.o. He's back there doing his thing. My boy I've known for like 14, 15 years, you know. But yeah, that's how I got into marketing. I bought my digital billboard truck in the beginning of 2021, right? Because I rented it out for two of my artists that I manage. And when I rented it out, a light bulb just hit in my head. And like when I saw the artwork that I designed on the truck, light bulb just hit. My boys, who's Pops, he owned the billboard. He kind of saw the light bulb light up. He just saw that like I was way too intrigued in this thing. Offered me to buy it. 3-4 months later, I ended up buying it, you know. After I had purchased the truck, I kind of started like put things together. I helped a couple clubs opened up, running complete marketing campaigns for clubs, doing promotions for clubs, things like that. And then I realized that I'm pretty good at this thing. You know, these clubs would come at me with zero marketing budget, and I would make them hundreds of thousands of dollars in 2-3 months of them being open. So it kind of just, as I was growing, as I was becoming myself, you know, I realized what I could bring to the table, and that, you know, I was like, damn, I'm really good at this shit right here. So I took that and I applied it to my own business. I was like, man, I just spent 12, 15 hours a day helping this gentleman's club open up. They were successful as fuck for 2-3 months, you know, and all this stuff. And this was actually the end of last year is when I just decided to just commit fully, take my gifts and just drill my own company with it and really just go all out with helping build full marketing campaigns for companies, clubs, venues, dispensaries. I mean, I work with Kanye, I work with Hardin a lot, I work with a lot of really big companies, a lot of really big corporations, right? Anything from selling them individual services like billboards, my truck, things like that, to creating the entire campaign front to back. And as I'm doing that, I'm learning every day. I'm a student of life, I'm a student of the game, you know? If you were to ask me 3-4 months ago, I would think I'm a professional at marketing, and I would have said, yeah. Now I look back and I realize I didn't know shit 3-4 months ago. I'm probably gonna feel the same way 3-4 months from now as I look back. You know, I'm constantly learning, I'm constantly growing every day, trying to better my craft. That's what I consider my craft, is marketing and branding and advertisement. As far as things with marketing, like, what I believe that I specialize in, you know, I really believe that I specialize in event marketing. I just did the reptile and exotic pet and reptile expo at the Santa Fe like a month ago, maybe like 6 weeks ago. We had 6,500 people there show up. they had a $20,000 budget. So if you don't know anything about marketing, that's not a big budget at all, right? And if you know anything about Vegas, you know that ain't nobody trying to pull up to the Santa Fe. You know, so that was, you know, I get things done, and then as I'm getting things done, I'm just like, oh damn, I be doing the damn thing. Okay, you know, like I said, we had 6,500 people pull up there. That was really dope. I work with I do a lot of campaigns for smaller events, bigger events. I host my own events. That's really how I really got into the niche of doing event marketing. I've been doing hip hop events here in Vegas for 7-8 years. Actually, I'm going to be putting together a birthday show December 2nd that Coco's going to help me put together with, you know, hopefully we're going to get Dizzy there. You know, we already talked about all that. It's going to be really dope. Still locking in the venue, all that fun stuff, you know. But as far as, you know, like I was saying, event marketing is really my niche. Traditional marketing is really my niche. Nowadays, everybody's so obsessed with digital marketing because you get more impressions per dollar. You know, you get social media is free to post on. A lot of companies would rather save a dime, you know, than spend $1 to make $10. You know, and that's just the world we live in. I love digital marketing. I believe in all aspects of marketing, top to bottom. But I really fell in love with the idea of traditional marketing because it made me realize that there's no better way to establish yourself within a culture than getting digital billboards and having a traditional marketing campaign within a city, right? My perfect example of this is everybody in the city knows who Nakvi is. Everybody knows who Steve Demopoulos is, right? Because they got billboards all over the city. Literally, you can't go to the goddamn corner store without seeing their faces, right? That's the power of traditional marketing. As I said, I create top to bottom campaigns. Anything from digital marketing, you know, content marketing, influencer marketing, anything that is in the realm of that. But I believe my niche and what I really strategize the best in is traditional marketing. And why I want to push it so much is because no matter what marketing and advertisement is, so let's say you're saying you're trying to make a sale, right? What they say is you have to hit your customer from 5 to 6 different angles before you lock in that customer. Well, so many people or so many companies are saying they don't have the budget and they just want to commit to only social media and only digital marketing. Well, unless you have the traditional marketing, unless you have advertisement out in the real world, people don't feel like you're a tangible substance. People don't feel like you're something that they can bring in and you're a part of the culture within the city. So as I started to realize that, as I realized that we're shying away from that aspect of marketing, when I believe that marketing, like anything else in the universe, it's perfectly balanced as all good things should be, you know, in the words of Thanos, you know? So it's like, I realized that we're shying away from that. We're overly committing to the digital marketing aspect of things and the social media marketing aspect of things. And I realized that there's such a big hole in the game. I realized that the biggest players in every single game commit to being well-rounded and hitting their target audience in every single way that they can. As I said before, you need your ideal customer needs to see you and your brand 5-6 times before they even make a decision of if they want to go with you or not, you know? Oh, what's up, Sheldon? How you doing, my boy? It's easy to throw $1,000 into an Instagram campaign and then the numbers show you that you're going to have 500,000 people see that campaign. Yes, that's going to happen. And then you get a billboard that's going to cost you $2,000 for a month, and you might not know the return, you might not know the direct ROI that it'll provide for you, right? But at the same time, yes, you had 500,000 people see your advertisement, but did that advertisement click with them? Did it resonate with their soul? And after they scrolled past your advertisement, did they remember your advertisement 5-10 seconds later? It's very hard to say so. It's very hard to really guarantee that for people. But let's say you scroll through Instagram, you see that you see their advertisement, and then you're driving down the I-15 and you see a billboard promoting the same exact thing you just saw on your Instagram. What's that gonna do? That's gonna embed whatever it is that they're trying to sell you, whatever brand they're building, it's gonna embed it within their souls. And I realize that as a society, we're lacking on that aspect of marketing and that aspect of branding. To me, building a brand is building a community and building a culture and building an ideology, right? So for example, like Nike, I tell people all the time, it's like, what is Nike's brand? Or why is Nike so good at branding? Because Nike will spend $30-40 million on a commercial. They won't try to sell you a shoe the entire time. It'll be a 45-second commercial. They won't try to sell you a shoe at all. What are they doing? They're selling you a feeling. What that feeling is doing is making you commit to the brand, no matter what. I mean, yeah, like I just posted on my Instagram the other day. I said symbolism is more powerful than words. Gary Vee talks about the Nike swoosh all the time, you know? It's like, we could go to Vietnam right now and make these shoes for $2-3, realistically. But we're committed to the culture, to the cultural impact that Nike has on our culture in urban cities and really just all over the world, right? And as I'm studying brands and as I'm studying marketing and advertisement, I realize that, like, not enough companies commit in trying to build their brand. They just want to advertise the deals that they have going on because they're living on a sales by sales basis. And that's something that I struggle with my clients, because you know how hard it is to have an order for $25,000 worth of billboards, and I'm telling my client, well, I can't guarantee you're going to make $25,000 more this month just because you invested $25,000 in billboards. That's not the way it works. That's not the game, right? But when you are investing that money day in and day out monthly, you know, you got 20 billboards all over the city for a month, you're embedding yourself within the culture of the city that you're doing that. And that's something that is priceless. That is something that you can't get an ROI from. That's something that you literally, I cannot put a price tag on. And my MO is to teach companies the power of building their brand and the power of really really attacking the market in every single angle possible, you know? As far as the services that I provide, like, I do press releases for people, I do SEO for people, I do full social media management, you know, that's all the digital side of things. But as I was saying, we also do, for events, we do street posters all over the city, we do digital billboards. Like, I have the digital billboard truck, we're actually building another digital billboard truck. I'm in the process of purchasing 2 digital billboard backpacks, you know? We do street teams, we do shit like that. Because what I want to teach people that really want to build a brand is that, like, there is no such thing as over-investing in marketing. Like, there really isn't. You can spend $100,000 this year on advertising one product, and you might not see the gains or see where your money went for another year and a half. Actually, it's funny enough, that new Jewel documentary that just dropped on Netflix. If you guys haven't seen it, you should really check it out. It's about Jewel, like the vape pen, the nicotine stick, you know, that came out back 2015 or whatever, right? Huh? Nah. The nicotine stick, right? And it really breaks down the power of marketing and advertisement. I remember they were running down to their last dime. Their investors didn't want to reinvest in them until a big tobacco company in Japan ended up investing $10 million in them. They were about to go under until that happened. Well, what came from that is they dropped the campaign, spent all their money on it. They didn't see the returns from that campaign until a year and a half later. But that year and a half later, they became the most popular, most sold out product that we've seen in years, you know? They killed it from all aspects. I mean, you guys have seen the TikToks. They'd be like, where's my jewel? You know, and shit like that. Because they attacked it from social media. They attacked it from billboards. They did a Times Square campaign. You know, they did this, that, and a third. They attacked everything. But they also were down to the last dime. Their investors didn't want to reinvest in them. And then once they dropped the campaign, they're still surviving out on a limb for a year and a half. Year and a half later, I believe it was 2015 or something like that. Boom. They hit the wave and everything took off because all the work of embedding themselves within a culture really came together and really and all of America's society, I mean, maybe even the world, you know, I don't know. But all of America's society adapted to them, and they were familiar with them. And that's the most important part, is getting people to become familiar with you. And that takes sometimes years, you know? Sometimes it takes years, it takes money, it takes investment, it takes having faith, and it takes believing in yourself, you know? And I struggle a lot of times with a lot of my clients because they don't have that long-term vision. Their vision is, oh, well, I just spent $2,000 on a billboard. Why didn't I make another $2,000, an extra $2,000 on top of that this month? And I'm like, well, bro, you got one billboard off Jones and 215, and you own a car dealership that's nowhere near Jones and 215. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to understand that some things in life, not just marketing, some things in life you won't see a direct ROI. You might not even ever see it, but you have to have faith that what you're doing is the right thing to build the brand that you're building, right? And there's proof of that in, you know, every major company in America. You really see, like, it takes years to do this. It takes a lot of investment. It takes faith. It takes consistent messaging. It takes consistent branding. It's a lot of things that a lot of my clients struggle with too. Their branding is all over the place. Their branding is, you look at their logo and you don't know what they represent. You don't know what they stand for. Us as humans, we buy with emotion and we justify it with logic later on, right? So people need to be able to look at your logo, and when they're looking at your logo, they know exactly what you stand for. They know what it is that you represent. They know your mission statement. And you can't just assume that they do. That's something, I mean, like when I tell you guys I'm a student of the game, I'm in the middle of this shit right now. I consider myself an expert in marketing and advertisement, and I consider myself pretty good at branding. But guess what? Next month, I'm spending 5 figures to hire a branding specialist because I'm still learning. I know I'm going to learn from him. And I know that even in the last 3-4 years since I started my business, there's things I've done wrong. There's things I've done right. But I also know that if you look at my logo, you might not know my story. If you hear my name, you might not know my story. It's because I haven't been. And I'm telling you guys to let you know that, you know, I'm still doing this right now, you know, as I'm speaking. Like, this is a move that I have a meeting with my branding specialist literally in 2 days about this, because I see my clients do it, and it's a little different for me. It's hard to brand a marketing agency. It's very hard.
Drinking your own Kool-Aid.
Yeah, drinking your own Kool-Aid, exactly. You have to, because I'm not going to stand up here and act like I'm the smartest person in the room. Not at all. I believe I'm really good at marketing and advertisement, but I also believe that I have so much room to learn in those fields and in other fields that will improve myself, improve what I do in my field and what I do. So pretty much what I'm doing right now is what I'm telling y'all that brands do, and I wish my clients did more of, is I'm taking my company and I'm completely changing the way I deliver my content completely. I'm creating a story and I'm creating a message, and starting from next week moving forward, there won't be a single piece of content that I drop that will not be on brand to what my mission statement is and to what I'm doing moving forward, right? And that goes hand in hand with the marketing, with the advertisement. You guys give me a year, you'll see my billboards. You're going to see my logo on every single billboard in the city. Give me 3 years, it's going to be all over the country. But it's not about it just being all over the country. It's about once you see it, you're going to know what it represents, you know? And that's something I can't stress enough to a lot of my clients. Like I said, a lot of people want to see direct ROI. They want to see, well, I spent this much money, why am I not making this much more money? Well, I did this, why is this not happening? And this game is a long game. It's a long game. I mean, I'm only 27 right now, and I think about how 5 years from now, I'm like, wow, I'm going to look back and feel like I was so ignorant back then, because I'm constantly, every day, trying to acquire knowledge. And not only that, the marketing game itself changes so rapidly. I mean, if 10 years ago you would have told us that TikTok would have been one of the greatest places to sell your products, if products is what you sell, we would have been like, nah, you're tripping, right? So it's like, I'm constantly growing, but the game is constantly growing too. So you have to be willing and open-minded enough to adapt, to learn, and if you do that and you have a consistent brand message, there's a niche for everything in this world. You know, you could sell shoelaces and there's a niche for it. You can sell anything in this world, and it can, and like I said, if you're consistent enough with your brand messaging, you can take over any company, you can take over any niche, you can take over any industry. You just got to find out what it is that you do, what it is you want to do, what your message is. And like I said, when you feel like things don't work, understand that you could see the return a year later. You could see the return 3, 4, 5 years later, you know? And it's always like, it's something that you won't see coming. You know, it's the fruits of your labor growing and growing and growing, and you don't see it. You might feel like you're behind. You might feel like you're not doing enough. You might be like, well, I just spent $1,000 on an Instagram campaign, but I didn't get any sales, blah, blah, blah. But the power is in the branding and it coming together. So, I mean, I don't know how much time I got, so I'm gonna, you know. But no, so I mean, pretty much, top it all off, like I was saying, my name's Danny Calderin. I own T.o.T.o Entertainment. It's Calderin. Yeah, no, you were close, bro. You were close. Yeah, I own T.o.T.o Entertainment, you know. Y'all ever need any billboards? Y'all ever need any advertisement, anything like that? Let me know. I put together full campaigns. I just had a 2.5-hour meeting before coming here for this workout clothes company that reached out to me, created a whole campaign. I work with any budget, you know what I'm saying? They were like, hey, we got $2,000 a month. I'm like, bet. I got clients. I'm about to do the Super Bowl tailgate. I'm doing the marketing for the Super Bowl tailgate this year. It's a 4-day event across the street from the MGM. They got a $100,000 budget. You know what I'm saying? So no budget's too small. No budget's for sure too big, you know? But yeah, if y'all ever want to work with me, find me on IG. My Instagram handle is Calderin Danny. It's CALDERIN. And then Danny, DANNY. My companies are T.o.T.o Entertainment and T.o.T.o Marketing. I think the IG for the marketing is T.o.T.o Marketing _. But yeah, y'all hit me up for real. Shout out to Art again for having me. And I'm excited to listen to what everyone else has to say. Appreciate y'all.
You.